Hello and welcome to Attention Central Texas. I'm your host, Charles Jenkins, and in the studio with me we have Chaplain Mary Hendricks of International Fellowship of Chaplains, and she's here today to talk about chaplain training. Hello, Ms. Hendricks, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's just jump right into the questions. Tell us a little bit about the International Fellowship of Chaplains.
Well, International Fellowship of Chaplains is a nonprofit organization. We've been working in worldwide for the last 25 years.
Okay.
We provide opportunities for men and women who would like to become a professional chaplain through training, through credentialing, empowering, and connecting them to whatever it is their calling is, where they would like to serve as a chaplain.
Now, when you say connecting them, is there different entities within the organization where people can branch out and go to the area that suits them?
Yes, it's really exciting because a lot of people don't know quite where they would like to serve. They feel that call upon their lives, but after training, doors seem to open to areas of interest. We have a lot of opportunities through hospital, chaplaincy, nursing homes, jails, human trafficking. So I like to work with the individual to see where their gifting and where their calling is, and we try to connect them to where they will find joy in serving.
Okay. And what are the dates and and if there's any costs associated with the training?
Yes, our training will be on June 10th through the 14th of this year. The cost is $300. We want to offer the $300 early bird cost to our KPLE listeners, and then after May 19th, it will go up to $400.
Okay. And of course, where will it be held at?
It's going to be held at the Harvest Church at 4501 South General Bruce Drive, Suite 60 in Temple, Texas.
Do y'all switch the locations up, or this is somewhere y'all normally hold?
Oh, we did hold it there last year, so it's a wonderful place to do our training, so I hope it will be the same place in the future.
And how did it go?
It was wonderful. We had about 30 people.
All right.
And I would believe almost all of them are out there doing God's business out in the world. So it was a wonderful class.
That has to be a joy to see.
Yes, it is.
And
yes,
as the community outreach coordinator, tell us a little bit about what you do.
What I like to do is to go out into the community to visit a lot of the organizations that provide support to our community.
Okay.
I specifically spend time in the area of human trafficking, police departments, fire departments, just to see how we can connect a chaplain, a professional chaplain, into providing support. It's really important that we are able to bring God's light into the secular world.
That's good. That's good. And what will be offered at the training? Like, what are some things you guys are teaching?
We have a wonderful array of areas of training in our brochure that we have right here. We do stress management.
Okay.
We do critical incident training, which is really important in the world that we live in today. Post-traumatic stress injury is a big area at which we do training, trauma, grief and loss. Death notifications, human trafficking. There's just so many areas that we can train so that somebody will feel equipped to be able to go.
And what is the next step for applying for the chaplain credentials? What will be the next step after they go through the training? What's the next step?
Once they receive their certification, we have them fill out an application process. It's like a job type of application, resume, background checks, letters of references. And then we go through the process of going through their applications. We really look for people who have a lot of community service background. That shows a heart of wanting to serve the people. And then once that packet is put together, it would be $350 to join the organization if they sign up and send their information within 90 days of the class. After the 90 days, it would be $500. And then we put it towards a board that will take their applications and review it, and then we will credential them at that point.
Wow. And so once they credentialed and the application's been submitted and all that stuff is done, what opportunities become available for them? I know you talk about the police office, different things in the community, but do y'all have people leave and go to other states? Is it that international?
It is international. In fact, we have a lot of our chaplains who go, they went to Vietnam last year to raise up 350 chaplains in Vietnam last year.
That's awesome.
So we do domestic as well as worldwide. National disasters, there's school shootings, whatever we can do to provide pastoral support.
And if someone wanted to get in contact with you guys, how would they go about doing that? Is this the website to contact Carrie?
You could contact Carrie.Spites at IFOC, but the best would be www.ifoc.org. And that's where they would go to sign up for our class in June.
Okay. And so being that you were in the class last year, tell us a little bit about just once people go through the process, are they enlightened about different things they can do? How do people feel after they go through the process?
It's so wonderful to journey with these individuals who come to our class. You come in full of expectations, wondering what is God going to do with me with this new credentialing. But when we provide that opportunity to learn, God opens the door for them. I've worked specifically with a couple of young ladies who had no idea what their call was. But as soon as they were credentialed, we got a couple of opportunities to provide chaplains for like a prayer room in one of the homeless shelters here. And these two ladies were so thrilled to be able to use their chaplain counseling and prayer services to go provide support to these organizations.
Now, for the people who are watching and thinking about coming to the class and getting credentialed, are these chaplain positions, because I know somebody's going to ask, are they paid when they do these things, or it's a volunteer thing?
That's a really good question. We get asked that quite often. At the point of joining the organization, they're all volunteer positions, but we have had several opportunities where paid positions have come through that opportunity. But basically it would be volunteer to start with, but you just never know what God's going to open up for them.
Now, how long have you been a part of the organization?
I've been with the International Fellowship of Chaplains for 3 years.
All right. Tell us a little bit about that. How has your experience been?
Well, I was fairly new to Texas, moving from California, so I was really wide open to see what God was going to offer me to do for him. And I joined the organization and immediately decided I wanted to be more involved with hands-on working with people. I enjoy working, helping people grow in their faith and in their gifts. And so as I've been working in the organization, I met a gentleman from the Belton Police Department, and they offered me an opportunity to be a chaplain with them.
All right.
So I'm with the Belton Police Department, and then opportunities opened up for the 911 call center, where there are people who are forgotten when disasters and trauma comes up. And so I've been able to serve the communication center as well.
So you know one of my buddies, Alton McCullough.
Oh, he's my bud too. He's wonderful.
He works, I know he does a lot with Chief Ellis in the Belton office.
Right, I've been serving with him for the last year. He's such a delight to work with.
He is a good man, and he just...
he's so full of God's love and purpose.
And he embodies, through his counseling, through military service, just all those things together of what a good chaplain can be. Yeah, and that oozes out from you too. Just your heart shows and you talk. So we're about 2 minutes left. Tell us a little bit about why. What's your why behind just doing this? I know you moved from California and wanted something to do and wanted the Lord to lead you, but you got to have just your why you do it.
I do it because I want to serve God with all my heart, all my soul. And even though I was retired from work that I was able to do in the spiritual realm, I wasn't sure if God was done with me yet. And so it was really nice to hear that God still had things for me to do. And I think that we as Christians should make ourselves available. We should make ourselves just ready to do whatever God calls us to do, because it's a hurting world.
It really is.
And if we could provide comforting presence, listening, just being with somebody to help them through difficult times in their lives, I know that that would bring joy to the Lord, but it will also add to the kingdom of God.
Yeah. And tell us, before we close out, tell us the date, the time, and the place, and the cost one more time.
Certainly. The date is June 10th through the 14th, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's at Harvest Church, 4501 South General Bruce Drive, Suite 60 in Temple, Texas. And the cost will be $300 up to May 19th, and after that, it will be $400.
All right. And any final thoughts for the person thinking about, I need to go through this? What would you say to them?
I would like to say that you need to pay attention to what God's talking to you about. He speaks to us all so differently. And if you have that feeling, that call, that something in your heart, it's God tugging at you. I just say pay attention to that. And if you feel like God's calling you to be a chaplain, this is a wonderful organization to be part of. We're professional. We train up people in ways that you will feel comfortable doing your ministry work, but we're also there for you afterwards as well, through fellowship and meetings and continual training.
That's awesome.
So you just have to be brave and step out and do what God's called you to do.
Well, Ms. Hendricks, it's always good to have you on the show. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for following God's leading on your heart, and just thanks for being a light.
Thank you.
And thank you, our viewers, for tuning in to Attention Central Texas.